Good, happy Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. And then we had to get our butts up this morning and go to work. Anybody else had a hard time getting into work? I know I didn't want to go in there, but here we are. You got to do what you got to do. Anyway, we're today going to get back to the Craftsman edger. I tried to videotape this before, but apparently when I was moving the camera to and fro, I hit the safety feature and it only got like half of the video that I wanted to get. I didn't get a video to putting it back together, just for plain Jane fact this was charging and it was taking too long and I was just going to put it together anyway. It's really no different than what you guys saw the last video. I took a wire wheel on the drill and I cleaned off all the carbon buildup on the piston and the valves. There wasn't very much on there. That all cleaned up. I cleaned all the carbon off the heads. That was fine. Put a new gasket on it, rebuilt the carburetor, put a new needle and seat in it, cleaned up the float, adjusted the float height, and it seems to run pretty good. It does seem to have a little bit of a backfiring issue, which has always kind of been, and I didn't realize it till now when I pulled the old Champion spark plug out of it. They had the gap real wide to compensate for that, because I don't know if I didn't really show it in the video, but the head's cut is recessed for the valves to come in and not hit the head. Well, the spark plug is like way down the bottom of that recess, so it makes it hard for air and fuel to get in there. So I noticed when I open up the gap a little bit, that starts to alleviate that. I'm going to fire it up and demonstrate that for you guys, and then we're going to try a new spark plug. It's new to me, it's not new to the market, it's been out there for a while. I've got the belt off of the lawnmower, off of the edger, so if you don't see the blade spinning, that's why I purposely took that off. One, for safety issues doing this video. Two, I'm going to go get a new belt. At least get a backup. The belt on this is still fine, but I want a backup. So we'll go ahead and fire it up, show you what it's doing, and then we're going to stick this new spark plug in there. I've never used one of these. I'll show you what it is after this, and we'll see what it does, if it improves it or not. If not, I'm going to have to play around with the gap on the spark plug, which is fine. I just don't recall having that issue with the old Tecumsehs when I was working on them in the late 70s and early 80s, but maybe, who knows, maybe that was an issue and I just don't remember having to gap the spark plug to like almost 35 thousandths. I don't know. Maybe it's on the newer ones, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get to the video and I'll fire this puppy up for you and we'll see what we got. Let's put you guys over here. Will that work? That should work. Hopefully you guys heard that. As it warms up, it's not as bad, but it usually is about like that for the whole time that you're edging the lawn. Now, we're going to use here to see if this does any good. I've never used one of these before. I've seen them, I know they've been around for a while. I've just never used them. I've heard good and bad things about them. Some people like them, some people don't. It is brand new, it's in the package. You can open that up in front of you guys, and we'll see what happens. No, they're not sponsoring me. I bought this with my own money. But if it works, they better think about sponsoring me. Yeah, that's going to happen. Anyway, let me show you what these little guys are. Oh, I got to set the gap in this too. And I'm in front of the camera. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know, they call that some crazy diamond technology or something like that. This is a E310. And let's gap it real quick and see what happens. Oh yeah, that's like way... Okay, so we got it a little bit hotter than, I don't know if, sorry about that. We got a little bit hotter than, a little bit wider than 30 thousandths. I recommend 30, but we're gonna go here about 35 just to see. We know it runs pretty good at 30. It still backfires a little bit, but we're gonna try that and see what happens. Sorry about that. I'm trying to, there's the gap, there's the plug. See what happens. And here's the Nip and Denso, or now they call them Denso. It's not, doesn't seem to be running too right. Seems to be running a little bit rich. And this carburetor has 0 adjustments on it, so it's a pain in the butt. You'd have to do the jet in the bottom of the carburetor. I don't know if you can still get those anymore. Ready? Okay, here we go. Okay. Couple things. Kind of impressed. Kind of not impressed. It's a little bit better. It still does a little bit. I'm going to play with the gap on the spark plug a little bit and see if that changes it any. I'm kind of shocked actually. It fired right up. Seems to run a little bit better. I got it at 35 thousandths. I'm going to close that gap down to 30 thousandths and see what happens, if that makes any difference or not. Now there you have it. I've never used one of these E3 plugs before, to be perfectly honest. I'd never put them in my car. I don't trust them that much. I'd use them in lawn equipment. I'm not going to use them for my Husqvarna with a Honda engine in it because it seems to run just fine. I don't, I'm not looking for more power and all that crap. Hey, that works. We'll see what happens. I'll give you an update on that because some guys say they buy this plug and it works great the first day or two, and then they go to start it up and it won't start. We'll see if that's the case. I don't know. That's all I got. I want to share that with you guys. Sorry I didn't get the assembly video of it. I'm kind of going through this thing little by little. It's kind of leaked oil around the base of the gasket. I think I mentioned that up in the other video, that I tightened that up and now is not seeping through the gasket anymore. I've done the second oil change on it that I've ever done, which I know, having something for 23 years and you've only done 2 oil changes, that's not a good thing. The first oil change was actually very dark green, but it didn't have much, oops, sorry about that, it didn't have much metallic in it, which I was kind of shocked. I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. The second one that I've done here just yesterday, it had quite a bit more metallic in the oil that you would expect from a brand new engine, which is kind of telling me that maybe this thing hasn't even been broke in. And why I'm saying that is it's 23 years old, but it doesn't have many hours on it. We're talking start it up, edge your lawn, shut it off. It's maybe run 7 minutes, go out in front, fire it up, edge your lawn in front, maybe 10 minutes, you shut it back off and you put it in your garage. So, you know, you've got short spurts of running. It's not like your lawnmower where you fire it up and you're going to be running it for a half an hour or an hour or more or whatever. So I'm starting to think with the way that cylinder looked inside when I had it apart, you could still see the hatch marks in it where they honed it. And I'm going, okay, this thing just acts like it doesn't have a whole lot of hours on. I mean, I'm the one owner of it, but apparently I haven't used it as much as I thought I had. Plus it's had about a 3 to 5 year hiatus when I had a lawn service here, so I've got to sit in the garage and do absolutely nothing, and that's where I found out that I left the gas in it for years. So that part's all fine, like you guys see. It started up. We'll try this new E3 spark plug, see if that works, and yeah, we'll go from there. Got fresh oil in it. It's edging just fine. Gonna get a new belt for it. It does what it needs to do. Anyway, hope that's been some useless information for you guys. You guys have a great rest of the week, and we'll come up with some other stuff. You guys take care. Talk to you later. Oh, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, please, right there. I'd really appreciate it. It's right there. Anyway, guys, have a great one. Thanks.